Well, 2020 has certainly been a very interesting year for us, well, for the whole world. I'd like to take you through a little bit of the Mobius Group and the various companies and how we've experienced this year. It's certainly been a completely crazy year for everyone on so many levels, on a personal level, community level, business level. So from a Mobius perspective, all of the companies started the year really, really well. January was great, all according to plan. February was, wow, okay, all going great guns. Then March happened, and we got this announcement about this thing called COVID-19, and we thought, okay, just how do we respond to this? So we put some plans together, and we thought, okay, this is going to be like 6 or 8 weeks worth of disruption. We think we can get over this, and in retrospect, it's thank goodness no one told us at that time what we were heading for. So I'm really proud of how we've responded as a group, as the various companies within the Mobius Group. There's certainly been more innovation from the companies than ever before. So I think faced with a challenge, you can kind of maybe buckle under the pressure or kind of rise to the challenge. And I'm really proud that all of the businesses have really risen to the challenge and innovated and adapted to I don't want to use the new normal, but to the new circumstances that we needed to overcome. Things as basic as working from home. Obviously, we were in South Africa and the UK and Mauritius. The lockdown forced us to work remotely. We were very fortunate that all of our people are set up with laptops, with cloud services, with Wi-Fi devices and connectivity and all that sort of stuff. So we've always really been of the mindset where all of our people work from wherever they are most comfortable, most productive. So the whole working from home or working remotely wasn't a huge disruption to our business. In fact, I think we responded very well to working remotely, and in certain instances actually helped some of our clients get over get out of their corporate offices and how to, tips and tricks of how to survive remotely and still be engaged. In certain instances, in a lot of instances, it actually brought the team closer because, with daily stand-ups, the managers and the, more junior guys and leadership and everyone are, a click of a Teams button away, so that communication actually increased, which was an interesting outcome of the working from home. It didn't actually push us further away. In fact, it kind of brought, in a lot of instances, the whole team closer together. So that was an interesting sort of outcome that was unexpected. So the working from home has been a positive, and we've had a look at how we can, as a business, adapt and innovate to make the best of that instance. We've continued with a lot of the business as usual, as much as we could. Obviously, these things were done in a different format. Really proud of the HR team. We continued with our internships, albeit virtual. We are a strong believer in growing people in the information security, cybersecurity, risk management space. There's a huge need for people to grow up in this space, and so internships has always been part of what we've done from the first year. So we didn't let that drop. We didn't say, oh, we're working from home, we can't actually bring these grads in and give them experience. We continue to do that. However, we did it virtually. Team socials, even our client year-end social last week, we did that virtually. It's the first time we've done that. We were obviously forced to do that, but in that we said, well, how can we flip this on its head? And we invited more clients than we would ordinarily have invited to a dinner, where you obviously restricted in numbers, and we had people from all over the world attend. Really, really interesting. We had a mentalist and a quiz evening and stuff like that. So it was really fun. But we kind of said, well, we're forced into doing this virtually, but how can we make the best of that? So I think that sort of mindset has been pervasive in the companies during this year. So that's been quite fulfilling for me to look at the kind of the resilience of the companies and how the leadership in each of those companies can kind of respond to these challenges. And I don't really think we've had a bigger challenge than COVID-19. Interestingly enough, Mobius was formed in 2012 in South Africa when we were, still coming out of the, another economic crisis. So we're pretty used to responding to crises. One of the things that we have had to overcome this year is how to reach our clients, because we are built on a kind of a personal connection sort of layer. A lot of our leadership have personal connections with their clients over many years, professional, personal relationships with their clients, and our staff are urged to kind of form these bonds, which helps us engage with our clients and helps us achieve successful projects. And so when that was cut off, you could no longer kind of just invite someone to coffee and have a chat about how they're doing. We needed to have a look at how we can remain connected to our clients. So we really stepped up on our marketing side of things. We embraced webinars. We did our first webinars ever. I think they've gone really, really well. We've done on privacy, third-party risk management, a number of other webinars which I've had very good feedback on. Social media and really getting out there. What are some of the things that we're busy with, that we're doing? We've always had this massive sort of pot of intellectual property and knowledge that just hasn't been released kind of to our clients and shared with our clients. Not that we didn't want to, it's just we didn't know how to. So 2020 almost forced us to say, okay, we've got to communicate more. So I think that's been a very positive outcome. Even things like podcasts and these videos, which we'd really not done in the past, has been something that we've, I think, out of necessity, needed to kind of embrace. But it's been good for the business. It would have been good for the business anyway. So I think that's been a big positive. Some of the more even more radical sort of responses is in the whole working from home. We've been working for, let's say, the bank down the road or the insurance company or the retailer around the corner from the office, but we haven't been going to their premises to do the work. And we've been very, very successful in the delivery of those projects anyway. So even though we're working remotely, we've still been successful. So earlier on in COVID, during one of our strategy sessions, one of our senior managers came up with the idea to say, well, why don't we market our services and take our services to places that we don't have offices in? So, we're in Cape Town now, we might service a client down the road, the Joburg guys might service clients in Joburg, Mauritius in Mauritius, etc. But why not Kenya? Why not Portugal? Why not Australia? And so we've in the last 2 months launched what we call the virtual office, whereby we will act as a point of presence via this virtual office, but then outsource the delivery of those services from Mauritius, from the UK, from South Africa, so that the client still gets the same quality of service, but it doesn't really matter where they sit in the world. One of our other innovations has been an online shop, where we've taken basically leading practices and a lot of our policies and procedures and standards and templatized them for the small to medium sized organizations that typically can't afford a lot of consulting hours, etc. They still need to up their game in terms of cybersecurity, but have tended to be neglected by the industry. So we've created this online shop where, at the click of a button, any small to medium sized organization can have leading type artifacts immediately. So I'm really grateful that our businesses have continued to thrive despite the challenges that COVID has thrown at us. We're grateful for our existing clients who've continued to support us. We did see a bit of a lull kind of immediately after lockdown was announced, while our clients, working out what this meant for them, and how they were going to respond, and from a financial perspective, what they were going to continue to invest in. But really over the last few months, that has kind of been unlocked, and they're continuing to support our programs. We've actually acquired a number of new clients during this time, which is really great, and talks to kind of how we've embraced this new way of connecting with our clients, despite sort of the remote working. We've had instances where we've been introduced to a new client, contracted with them, and done the delivery of a project without actually meeting them face to face, which in 2019 would be completely unheard of. Our people have continued to grow. We've continued to invest in training, invest in certifications. We've had a number of recognitions of our people. Both Sandhya and Candice have got really, really nice recognition during the course of this year, which is fantastic to see. From a Mobius Consulting South Africa perspective, really still the hub of and the heart of the business. Winning new clients, winning new work, innovations from the penetration testing team to say, okay, all of our clients are now working from home. So whereas previously we might have tested the corporate network, now this corporate network extends to people's homes, and so launched new services around home security testing, which was, as far as we're aware, kind of one of the first offerings of that sort globally. Affinity Risk Solutions had a really, really good year. The adoption of technology on the part of our clients in them dealing with this working from home, and how to continue processes without people walking around to other people's desks, and also looking for efficiencies, has really played well into the Affinity Risk Solutions offerings of integrated risk solutions. We've hired a business development manager in Europe. Our focus from that business is to move more into the European market and Northern Hemisphere market. So we've invested in hiring someone during this lockdown period. Mobius Consulting in Mauritius has had a fantastic year despite lockdown. Lavna has done fantastically well at building out the market, making the market aware of information security and cybersecurity and privacy. And really in the last 6 months, that is really the taps have opened, and we've won some massive clients, which we're very privileged to service, and really becoming the kind of the premier cybersecurity privacy consulting company in Mauritius. In the UK, we continue to service our clients out there. We're servicing them remotely, but we're servicing all our clients remotely. So that's continuing to grow in terms of one of the contributions to the overall group. So one of the interesting things that has been noticeable in the last few months is as we're adding companies to the group, the interaction between these companies has been increasingly positive, and servicing kind of clients with multiple companies has really been evident, and the synergies are quite apparent to see, whereby Mauritius will win a piece of work and that's serviced by a number of the other companies in the group. So that's been really, really good to see. So to summarize, 2020, a really, really challenging year. I'm grateful that we seem to have come out of it sunny side up. We've always got a positive outlook at Mobius, so we try to see the positive in every situation. Not taking away from the devastation that COVID has caused on the world. Many lives lost, many jobs lost, economic implications that will be felt for years to come. But if I just look at it from our sort of Mobius perspective, I think it's been a good test of the resilience of the companies within the group, and yeah, I'm really grateful that we've all seemed to have kind of risen to the challenge and really proved our mettle in terms of being able to innovate in sort of unprecedented times.